The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday week. My name's Dan Fudge, and joining me tonight, I've got Ash, Stevie, and joining us later will be Blair. As we are recording tonight, Ipswich are playing Barnsley. Plymouth are at home to Bristol Rovers to decide essentially the fate of the League One automatic promotion spaces. Do we still have a chance? How do we fancy ourselves in the playoffs? Stay with us tonight to get the answers to those questions. But in the meantime, tonight's episode is not only brought to you by Mike Constantine Wealth Management, as well as Manscaped with your balls and whatnot. In the meantime,
hey, are you into farming? Then why not try Des Walker's Massive Porkers? We've got reams of pigs everywhere. They're great for scratchings.
I got used to doing adverts. It's funny, isn't it?
So not only are we sponsored by a tool that helps you get rid of unwanted hair.
Yep.
Also sponsored by Port Scratchings.
Yeah, Des Walker's Massive Porkers. He does farming supplies. That's what he does now. So stay tuned for more adverts such as that throughout the evening. So, throughout the rest of the season, I've got plenty of ideas. Me and Blair have gone nuts with it. So listen, lads. Ash, how's your week been? You all right, pal? Come back from that. I dare you.
Yeah, great, mate. Thanks. Yeah, not too bad. Cheers. Yeah, well, good. Yeah, nothing exciting really happened. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
What you got planned for your bank holiday and your coronation and whatnot? Anything fun coming up?
Well,
if you're gonna tell me boring dad shit like gardening and doing the weeding and shit?
No, Shrewsbury Saturday, and then probably recovering Sunday.
Stevie, I've just spoken to a guy from Shrewsbury, really nice fella he was actually, and I didn't realise that they've not finished in the top half of League One. Their highest finish was at the playoffs about 5 years ago. That was their highest finish in 30 years. So they've not won in 7 games. So how do you think this weekend's going to get on?
It's 100% going to be Shrewsbury absolutely ruining my life, isn't it? So I cannot wait to venture on out to Shrewsbury, probably catch up with Ash at some point and have my heartstrings pulled like a fiddle by Shrewsbury. Shea Dunkley incoming in the 89th minute to seal our playoff fate. Hold my beer, said Sheffield Wednesday.
So just to keep you aware tonight, ladies and gents, I appreciate you'll probably know the scores by the time you listen to this, but we thought we'd give you our live reactions to the scores as they go in. So we've got flash score turned on. Ash has done some wizardry getting the scores up ready to go. We're still 0-0 across the board. I actually do feel like Jeff Stelling right now, and I'm not unhappy with it.
Your dream job.
It is my dream job talking and everybody's listening to me. You can't win, can you? So listen, going back, let's go back in time. Let's go back to the fixtures. 1-0 down against Exeter. Dawson's in the sticks. We've got Flint, Iorfa, Brown at the back. I mean, Ash, after that first one went in, how did you feel?
Oh, amazing, weren't it? Absolute kick in the knackers, weren't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to start off, like you saw the... thanks for that.
This is deep cover from Vibrant Forest Brewery. It's all right, yeah.
I mean, lads. I know we're staying away from Patreon and all that shit for people to pay, but we don't have to sell us soul, do we? Come on. I mean,
no.
Des Walker's given us a bag of pork scratchings for this tonight.
Yeah, you have to have a soul to sell, and Dan years beyond that.
That way.
I had my soul surgically put back in from a bloke in Turkey. But anyway, let's go back. Let's talk about Exeter. Yeah. Actually, I was advised by the appointment that I had on Monday not to wear a cap, so I'm going to have to take that off. So, Ash, let's talk about Exeter.
Yeah, Exeter. Well, I mean, obviously they were not into the greater form themselves, were they, Exeter, going into this game? So a bit of confidence. Obviously, we needed the win. Not knowing much about Exeter at all, or any of the players or anything really like that. So, but when their team came out on social media, it was all basically they hadn't filled a bench, or they couldn't fill their bench, and they didn't have any recognised strikers, I believe, in the whole 17 or however many it was.
So there's no way they were going to go 1-0 up against us, were they?
No, well, you wouldn't have thought that, would you? Because we're all really positive like that, and it was shit. It was absolute. No. It was no. We'll start from the beginning. I mean, we started off well enough, and it was. I was positive. I know I'm a negative guy, but I thought, yeah, we've got to win. I had no issues with the starting 11. I mean, at the minute, I think we've covered it enough times now. Every week we say about the starting 11, and I just think that Darren Moore, not down to he is down to the bare bones, isn't he? Really, there's not many positions you'd argue with what he's selected. So it was Jaden Brown coming in. I mean, that was maybe a bit left field. So. And he's not lost a game though, has he? Since every game he's played, I think the 3 games he's played, something like that.
He's been pretty mint, hasn't he?
Apart from the bloody Fleetwood replay, where it was absolutely abysmal. But to be honest, I didn't see the goal because I was at the bar.
What did you have?
Pint Wednesday. Don't drink Carling,
it's good
mate.
stuff, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
This it's weird actually because Pint of Wednesday is very similar to Deep Cover from Vibrant Forest Brewery. But so anyway, great characters to come back, by the way. So we nearly went in front, didn't we? Gregory dispossessed the defender. We were going to score. And I think if that had gone in, it'd have been a lot more comfortable win, right?
Yeah, and plus the Palmer miss as well. I know it was. He's got good at the minute. Is it? Well, not the minute. This season, he's finished some proper good goals of finishing and stuff. So, and it's not like a right back that's not hit the back of the net for 6-7 years, is it? He's actually scored a few goals. Was he on 5, 6 maybe? Stevie will probably know. He's probably got it tattooed on his left bum cheek. But so to miss that, it was shocking. But then again, obviously, and then going and conceding, which was. Again, we've said it a fair few times in the last, month now. Shocking defending.
Yeah.
Shocking defending.
Yeah, I saw Aidan Flint coming in for some pelters on Saturday as well.
Oh, hang on. We got a hand up.
Are we doing a live update? It won't pick up on the ticker, but Bristol Rovers have just had a player sent off.
Oh, you're having a laugh, man.
Yeah, Anthony Evans, Bristol Rovers, 26 minutes. So Plymouth now, as it stands, 26 minutes into the game, it's 0-0. Plymouth are playing against 10 men at home.
Oh, just what we needed. I mean,
I wondered what had caught your eye while we were slagging off Liam Palmer, Steve.
Anything to distract. Not really. Can we verify that, Dan?
Yeah. So go on, Steve. What the defence came under a fair bit of pelters from the Exeter game. I mean, you know what? We're justified.
Yeah, you know what? In all seriousness, I think it's totally justified. I'd kind of the point that Ash made around you get to 2:00 and it's the team comes out and you're like, yeah, all right, whatever. It didn't matter what side we put out, and it's a bit of a cliche now. When you look at the second string and we talk about the recruitment, we talk about the players that we put out there and the injuries that we've had. Whatever side we put out on Saturday should have been good enough to be better than Exeter with 7, 8, 9 players missing, whatever it was. But there, I don't know what it is. There's a distinct lack of assuredness in that back line. And I thought, I'll say it now, I thought Iorfa, I'm not saying this was anything outstanding or anything, but I thought Iorfa was probably our man of the match. I know he didn't get it. I thought he was a better player on the pitch for me. Aidan Flint at the minute just looks like he's been space jammed. He looks like a totally different player to the one that he looked like 6 weeks ago. If you watch the goal that we concede, there's no communication between him and Iorfa. As I said, I've just given Iorfa a little bit of a plaudit, but Iorfa's running back. Flint sees the player on the halfway line. and then just lets him drift straight off him. And then the cross, it's not even a good cross, but he's just gone straight over Flint's head, and he's beaten Dawson from sort of 3-4 yards out. It's a kind of goal we'd have conceded last year when everybody was up in arms about the goals we were conceding from set plays and crosses. I thought it was weak as piss, to be honest with you, and that's endemic of the centre halves that or the players that have been playing in that back line recently. You can look at it in two ways. The fact that I'm saying Iorfa was our best player is one thing, but I don't think he was outstanding compared to the way that he's been playing over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So I think that tells a story in itself, doesn't it?
I thought he I thought that there was like standout bits in it, how Iorfa played. You know, the tracking back and the sliding tackle. Yeah. You know, being the last defender. You know, the standout bits that you look at, and I think he did that 3 or 4 times, which were really good. And I think that's what Iorfa is there for, the pace. If you look at our back 3, back 5, however you want to say it, there's not a great deal of pace, is there? Even obviously you got Flint. I've got more pace. No, I haven't. But Famewo, he's probably he's still not. You wouldn't say he's lightning. He's got a bit of pace, but nothing. And I think Iorfa's there purely is for that. And with them not playing a striker or playing positions, I think it was a right back or right wing back who scored. Obviously, he had a bit of pace. So I think there was that they were trying to counteract with Iorfa. But yeah, I thought he had a really good game. But I think only in highlights, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think the thing with Iorfa, and I've said this before, for me, he's very much your typical, Northeast Counties Sunday League footballer, who's, he's a confidence player. If the first header is won, he'll take that into the next challenge, and he becomes a bit of a player that's he plays with his chest out and his shoulders back, sort of thing. The first thing that he did that I can recall was actually pass the ball down the line straight out of play, and you could feel it in the crowd. It was a little bit toxic on Saturday, weren't it, Ash? And there was an expectancy or a lack of an expectancy, if you like, and everything just felt a little bit sort of fraught, a little bit tense. And he's played that first one out of play, and I don't know what it was like where you were sat, but around me you could hear people moaning straight away, and everything then for the next 3-4 minutes was misplaced pass. We've not scored yet. We've not done this. We need to be up. Oh, bloody hell, Plymouth are winning. This is happening. Results are going against us. And you could feel it in the stadium, and it felt pretty shit, to be fair. The
turning point, it's been like that for a few weeks, though. Like,
dude, it's the run that it's the run that we've been on, Dan, 100%. And people are clinging on to, the past glories of a 23-match unbeaten run and a 5-month unbeaten sort of period. And we, other teams have gone on and kicked on now, and we're still sort of languishing now. And we've gone from being 6 points clear with 2 games in hand to, crossing his fingers and hoping that, as it stands at the minute, Bristol Rovers hold on with 10 men, and that Barnsley can do us a favour. And that's just the reality of what it is. I think Iorfa's game on Saturday changed with that first challenge. The ball over the top in the first half in front of the dugout. He's come in, he's given a guy sort of 3-4 yards, he's made his ground up, he's put a challenge in, and everybody's gone, "Ree!" Yeah, and that was it. Yeah. And he was a totally different player.
Yeah. So I feel like I assume it's been prevalent the last few weeks that the crowd are starting to contribute to these performances in some respect. So I assume when Exeter went 1-0 up, Ash, I bet you thought this crowd's going to get bloody ugly.
Yeah, they did, and with no, not with him, not kicking off and throwing the pie and Bovril and all that sort of stuff. But the murmurings. I mean, it's not. I sit in the cop in T4 bit, and it is a bit reserved down there. It's there's not a massive amount of moaning and screaming, shouting, even from myself. It's not that sort of thing. So, but you do sense it, of course. Anyone listening to this who goes obviously to any game, to their club or any club that's not doing. Well, we are doing well. We're just going through a bit of a bad patch, aren't we? So it is that. And when you do go 1-0 down, when you are pushing for that 3 points, and that was it. And it was 1-0, and then it just like that's it. Everyone, obviously, I was already at the bar, but everyone, the people just come in, down to the bar and think it's like, oh, and the moaning and it just because it wasn't even like they were threatening. I think, but the thing is,
It did say on BBC Sport that it was against the run of play. Sorry, it wasn't against the run of play. They deservedly went 1-0 up. That's what it said. Apparently.
Nah, that bollocks. That I wouldn't have said that. Not all.
No,
I think we had lion's share of the ball without being threatening. Yes, I grant that, but it never. They had one shot, I think, on target. I think we had one on target, and obviously Palmer missed. And it was like it was comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel threatened or anything, but we weren't threatening. It wasn't very pretty from Sheffield Wednesday at all. Obviously go on, sorry, Steve.
I was just going to say, just on the back of that, it was very Magnolia, wasn't it? It was, I never felt like we were in any sort of danger, really. And you could see that they had players missing. And obviously, we've done some fantastic work. Shameless plug for the side pods. The preview show, their fella came on, and he everything that he said was pretty much coming to pass, wasn't it? But I never felt that we were under any sort of danger. The biggest worry was that we weren't going to score and we weren't creating enough. And as time went on, you could, as I said, you could feel it in the crowd. And obviously over the game, I've very quickly gone back and had a look at the sort of the 5-minute highlights on YouTube. You can feel the air sort of in the commentary and in the atmosphere. You could feel the air coming out of it when they scored. And then when we equalised, it was almost a cheer of relief. And then it was absolute ecstasy to think that it was 2-1. Yeah. We've gone 2-1 up. John Pearson lost his shit, and everybody was so absolutely so relieved that we'd managed to get back in front in the game. And I think I've said this before. They're professional footballers, and they get paid a lot of money in relative terms. We are the biggest club in the league, and this, that, and the other. But let's be right, we've also got a very staunch fan base that are coming in, and we are adding pressure to that situation. There's no getting away from that, because there's an expectation that from where we were at the start, from where we were sort of 3-4 months ago to where we are now, is a massive sort of issue, and we're adding to that with the way that we're responding to things that are happening. So I get.
Did you feel that once we'd equalised, Steve, that only sometimes that only one team is going to grab this by the bollocks and win? Did you feel that was going to be Sheffield Wednesday?
At the minute, because of the goals that we've conceded, I don't know what Ash and Blair think, but at the minute, I just feel like we seem to be back into that situation where we're dropping bollocks and we're conceding stupid late goals. And even though we were controlling the game largely before they scored. And we've made mistakes to concede goals against Oxford. We've made, well, that's the penalty, wasn't it? But we've made mistakes in that run to sort of say, whilst we're controlling games, we've thrown. There's no getting away. We've thrown points away, and that's a problem. So you're almost on your edge of the seat at the moment when we're playing, because you just worry that we're liable to drop in a bollock. And I think they had a header at 1-1, was it? That they could have gone back in front, or 2-1 up when they could have equalised, and it would have been typical Sheffield Wednesday at the moment.
What about you, Ash? Did you feel it?
Yeah, it's a strange one, because obviously in the unbeaten run for that 5 months, it was very, very confident. Like the 1-0, because we did win a lot of games 1-0, but without ever thinking that we're going to concede here. Do you know what I mean? It was the confidence was up. We were getting clean sheets, like clean sheet. So it was really the centre halves, so all the defence and the goalkeeper. I mean, the confidence and what they put out to the fans as well. I never thought that we were going to Wednesday it up type of thing. But on Saturday, even though we were comfortable, it wasn't like, that's it, we've shut up shop now. That's it. We're 2-1 ahead. We've got the second goal. It's because we've seen in the last 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks nearly now, that we are conceding absolute abysmal goals. So the confidence of the guys and clean sheets. What is it? 22, I think we've had this season between Stockdale and Dawson, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's just, for me, it was never, even though, like I said, they weren't threatening, they didn't have that much of the ball. I wasn't confident, which I should have been, but I wasn't confident in us holding out. And they had a couple of half chances towards the end as well, which were could have gone, but excuse me, it was good. It was a win. It was a good win.
And
it needed
it, right?
That's it.
That's it. So it's a win, right? So, we can't control what anybody else is doing. I said the same after Bristol Rovers. That was some hard-fought points. We can't control what anybody else is doing. We need to get about our daily business. Now, we've got some important games happening tonight, and I kind of want to reserve my judgment on how I fancy Sheffield Wednesday are going to go. But I tell you what, Ash, give us a Jeff Stelling update on how the football's going. We've had a goal in League One. Give us an update on how League One's getting on there. So,
So as you can see, Oxford United have taken the lead against Cheltenham, but we're not really bothered about them, really, Dan. So
it absolutely don't affect us in the slightest. But I wanted to talk like Jeff Stelling for 5 seconds. There's been a goal at Oxford, that type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Has the Jeff?
And in the background, I want somebody to just go goal. Like, you know what I mean?
off camera, like there's been a goal.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his Robbie Savage when his lad scored, didn't he, a few weeks ago?
The boys scored. The boys scored.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to be able to shout that, to be honest, but
So as it finished, Blair's just joined us. So after some adverts, we'll get Blair's opinion on the.
Balls,
Ghoulies,
chaps,
tackle,
knackers,
chaise longue and armchairs.
dangleberries.
Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag, bringing your comfort and boxers to another level.
Cojones,
Pebbles,
gonads,
plums.
family jewels, brass clankers.
The 4th generation trimmer features our cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It's also waterproof and has a 4K LED spotlight if you need a more advanced shave.
Eggs,
Itchy and Scratchy, Mitchell Brothers,
jewels,
Hanging Brain,
twin bank robbers,
Chaps, Walnuts,
gobstoppers,
Gooseberries.
stabilizers.
The Manscaped 4.0 bundle. It reduces your risk of getting an ingrowing hair, it keeps them clean, it keeps them tidy, and it also increases your chance of fellatio by about 15%. That works out about 2% if you're married. So, Anyway, enter the code TWW20 into the checkout. That's TWW20 into the checkout, and you can get yourself a 20% discount. Not too shabby, eh?
For our European listeners, Velata, Testicular,
It's doing.
Hey, are you into farming? Then why not try Des Walker's Massive Porkers? We've got reams of pigs everywhere. They're great for scratchings.
Thanks a lot to Des Walker and Manscaped there. So as I said before, Blair's joined us. How are you feeling, Blair? How did you feel Exeter went? Keep it brief because there's not a lot going on there, but and then we'll talk about our promotion chances.
Dominic Iorfa, man at match, so yeah, shit.
So just because it was Dominic Iorfa who was the best player on the pitch, that meant everything else was pish.
If one of your defenders is the best player on pitch, something's not right, is it?
No.
Liam
I don't agree at all.
I mean, I thought shout out to Gregory. Got his goal worked hard as he has done in the last fair few weeks. He has been putting shifts in. So, yeah, for what we said about Dom Iorfa, I thought Gregory played really well.
We've got to the point in the season now where performances don't matter. It's just about the points, and they've got 3 points on Saturday. They've got 6 to play for. The only chance they've got of getting automatics now is getting them 6 points. So you can't be too down about it. But if we get playoffs, then it will kick off.
I think we've had our shit bit though. But so I tell you what then, before we'll go into the team of the year at some point as well, but I just wanted to a brief overview of how you feel, because everything's still 0-0 at the minute, right? And what I'd like is a brief overview. I'll start with you, Blair, because I reckon Ash and Steve might be polarized on this. So I'm going to come for you for splinters on your ass, unless you've got an absolute left field discussion on how you feel our automatic promotion places might be, given that it's 0-0 right now.
I think regardless what happens tonight, them two won't drop. Them two will get maximum points next 2 games, and that'll be it. It's just, and we've just completely dropped it out of his hands. I can't believe. I still can't. I'm still shell shocked, really, how strong a position we were in. I think we were 9 points clear of third, weren't we? 5 points clear of second.
We were absolutely far away. But as you just said that, Blair, Ash, if you bash the scores up, we've had a goal.
There's a goal!
Your stream's behind mine, but Accrington Stanley have just gone 1 up against Bolton Wanderers.
Not bothered about that.
I know that's not a massive life changer, but it's what it is. It talks about the playoffs. So, do you feel we're going to end up in playoffs?
Sorry, Dan. Let me just interject there. So what's happening now is Bolton don't care because they think they're guaranteed playoffs.
Right.
They'll just happily just get into the playoffs, and then they'll be fresh for the game. We're very similar to Brighton. We beat Brighton, and Brighton were probably the best team in the league that season. And I think they missed out on goal difference in the end to get promoted to the Premier League. And then we finished 6th, and then we beat them. Whoever finishes 3rd, I'd love to know how many times the team who finishes 3rd actually goes up, because I don't think it's a lot actually.
Yeah, I think they kind of shoot their bolt a little bit early. Let me come to you then, Stevie. So we've got it's still not mathematically secure, and I know you're ever the optimist. Given that it's 0-0 right now, are our automatic promotion spots as a percentage? Are they dead and buried, or are you about 30-40% that we could still do it?
No, we can still do it. I 100% believe that we can still do it. And I'll say this now. I have a funny feeling that, the way that things go, and it's a big if we get maximum points from the next 2 games, I still think there's a chance that we sneak into automatics. I do. I think the pressure
I don't disagree, Steve. I must admit, I'm the same. I think one of 2 things going to happen. What you've just said, and I think that somebody will drop points tonight, give us a little bit of a tickle, and then we'll shit the bed against Shrewsbury. I'm
the other way. See, I'm the other way. I have the funniest feeling that we go into the game against Derby knowing that 3 points gets us up. And, we carry that pressure into a sellout crowd at Hillsborough. Bottom end of the Leppings Lane's done. We're all over it, and we'll get to 88, 89 minutes at 1-0 up. Mendes Lang will feed McGoldrick. That'll make it 1-1. Then the other one there'll be an own goal from Flint to make it 2-1, and then Wildsmith will save a penalty or something ridiculous like that to put us in 3rd place. That's Sheffield Wednesday all over, isn't it?
Ash, could you have even come up with that? Ash?
Even I'm not that fucking negative. What's happened, Stevie, son? What is
nothing? Listen.
Oh, come on, man.
I genuinely believe that if we get 6 points, we go up. I do. I think that, we talk about the hope that kills us. We talk about, the heartache that this club causes. The irony will be that we don't do enough ourselves because other teams will drop points and still go up above us. That's what I worry about.
We already haven't done enough ourselves, have we?
No, I just want that last game of the season to actually mean something. It's sold out. Everyone's making an effort to get there. And if it's a dead rubber, it'd be a bit flat, won't it?
I think if that, what, just before just to jump on that, I think it's important that if it is a dead rubber, that we go in there and we've sold it out. People need to turn up. If you bought a ticket, turn up. And secondly, if you're going to turn up, you get behind the lads and you get, you try and support them and get them over the line and rebuild that momentum that we had. Sort of.
Would you play your strongest 11 then, or would you just put your weakest 11 out? Knowing it means nothing.
I almost think that's an irrelevant question, if I'm honest with you, because I don't think what's our strongest 11 now. Because if we go into Derby without Byers available, without Windass fully fit, with 2 or 3 other players that are either not fit and firing or not right, does Smith get into our strongest 11? Is Wilkes going to come back in? Do we play Marv? Do we play Palmer? Do we play whether or not he comes back? Is it James over for Maywell? Is Dawson better than Stockdale? What's our strongest 11? So whatever team he puts
James
out,
better than Maywell, isn't he? I'd say.
well, but this is it. Based on our run that we went on, we can talk about players that we think have performed better individually, but from a team point of view, is he? I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I don't know if you
Do you know
heard
what I mean?
pod we did with Holly and John and Vic the other day, but I asked him the question about Windass, and if he's fit, would you risk him, or would you save him for the playoffs? So what's your take on that?
You can go one or two ways with it, can't you? You can either play him and say he needs match fitness, but you do that, he gets injured, you're in trouble. Or you don't play him, he goes into the Derby game, he looks miles off it, and we say, why don't we play him against Derby? Because he don't look sharp enough. So Darren Moore is damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't.
That's the joys of being a football fan, isn't it?
Ash, get me out of this. What do you think?
Right. I think it's going to be irrelevant what Sheffield Wednesday does. So I think if they get 6 points, which I don't think they will, because I think they'll fuck up against Derby. I think Shrewsbury. I mean, the last away games, they're all sold out anyway. It doesn't really matter, does it? But I think if tonight's results go way,
oh God!
Oh.
Don't! Come on! What's happened?
Are we still waiting for an update here, Ash? My app's not worked.
I ain't got an update on BBC website.
No.
So run us through it, Steve. What we got?
Go on.
Ipswich have just gone 1-0 up at Barnsley.
No.
Broadhead.
Oh,
Get it off. Get it off.
I'm just looking now.
Get Darren Moore sacked.
That's what you get. That's what you get for strengthening in January. I'm not saying anything.
Fuck off.
I'll tell you what, I can tell you what's happening. Let me tell you what is happening right now in Holly's house.
Shit! You're all shit!
Exactly that. That's exactly what's going on. So go on, Ash, you were saying the timing on that.
Brilliant, I know. I obviously, it was irrelevant of what I thought Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think he'll get 3 points against Derby for some reason. The pressure, and so I think we've Shitter's Bowl a few weeks
might
ago.
As well rest him against Shrewsbury now.
Well, so this is it. I think this tonight is going to be the litmus paper test of whether we, in answer to your question, Blair, is whether we play players like Windass coming back in the.
He's got to play.
You know what I mean?
Windass has got to play. If he's got to have match fitness.
That's what I mean. Do you give him 20 minutes against Shrewsbury and then a game against Derby where he's going to run his blood to water and fuck himself for the playoffs?
I know it's a different position. Inekwe come on Saturday, looked really comfortable. He did not, obviously look at me, I've never played football in my life. And match fitness, it's going to take me eons to get match fit. But they say that, don't they? You can be fit, but you've got to be match fit. That's what I've heard. That's a thing for footballers. But he came on and he looked really well. Now, there's nothing to say that Windass, it's a totally different position. Windass has got to put some hard yards in, chase balls and challenge and all that. So it's different. But what's to say that he doesn't need minutes against Shrewsbury? Comes on for 10 minutes and then he comes on for 30 minutes against Derby and he gets that match fitness going into the playoffs. And he also brings you a bit of something that if we do need these 6 points, should I say, sorry, that he might not give you that. So for me, I think he has to play if he's, but then if he's not.
Oh! There's a goal! There's a goal!
Oh! It actually is like bloody soccer Saturday here right now, isn't it? So what am I waiting for?
You know it is.
Stevie, dap me up. What we got?
Come on. I shouldn't be on dodgy streams or whatever, this BBC.
George Hurst has just put Ipswich 2-0 up.
No.
I bet he's celebrated. I bet his shirt's off. I bet everything. I bet it's all gone to bobbins, hasn't it?
That's
more out.
Is that
more out? He's dropped the ball here. He's absolutely dropped the ball.
Is that 5 in 5 for George Hurst? I think it might be. I think his stat was 4 in 4 before
Chance
tonight.
say we should have given him that contract.
No,
Absolutely.
it was dog shit when we went away at Ipswich. I've got to say, he was crap. I don't know what I was saying. Apologies everyone for this is weird as hell. It's getting interrupted by goals. Gotta say. So for me, I think we're going to miss out. I think we're going to playoffs. I hate playoffs. Everyone hates playoffs. No one likes playoffs. And if it will, here's one. The only thing is, if it is Derby who finish 6th, obviously the last game of the season, psychologically, I don't know. I'm not a sports psychologist. You don't know, do you? I don't know if they turn around and smash us 3-0 at home, and then we're going to playoffs and play them, then.
I think that could be reverse psychology though, couldn't it?
My issue with the playoffs, right? If we get to the playoffs, right, in there you have Sheffield Wednesday, Barnsley, Bolton, and Derby as it stands, right?
As it stands, yeah.
Bolton. Now, if we get Bolton, we'll turn them over. Barnsley and Derby will want to be. They will want it more.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the mentality to overcome Barnsley. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I bloody love it. I'd have my shirt off. I'll be in the sea. But I think they have got the mentality to carry it through because they'll want it more. What do you reckon, Steve?
Yeah, it's when you went to Barnsley, or we went to Barnsley the other week, it's that, isn't it? It's their big cup final. I'll argue with anybody. With due respect and in all seriousness, Barnsley aren't even on my radar as a rival. Barnsley aren't a rival to us, and that's not about size of club or performance or where we are in the league. They've created this because we're the biggest club that's near to them. I suppose you could argue that if Leeds were in and around where they are in the league, it'd be a different conversation. But to your point, Dan, I totally agree with you. They've come in and they'll be absolute mentality monsters. They will.
Mentality monsters.
They're going to do that, and I think the only saving grace potentially would be on that big Wembley pitch. We are going to take a better fan base than Barnsley. We are. We're gonna get behind the lads, and we're gonna have potentially players with a little bit more experience of a big game. So in the back of my head now, I'm kind of clinging on to those things that if it does go to a playoff final against Barnsley, we've got that. I can't have the same conversation with Derby because they're a comparable sort of team in terms of size, stature, fan base. Even though I always argue that we're a bigger club, but yeah, it's going to mean more to Barnsley to beat us than arguably the other way around.
The promotion.
Yeah, do you know what? if the stars align, I think it's ridiculous to say they take almost as much. It's their version of the bloody honours board, isn't it? If it weren't that we were going to play against them at Wembley and we ended up playing them over 2 legs, which I don't think will happen, they'd be happy to knock us out and then probably take solace on not going up because it beats in the semi, and it wouldn't be the other way around, would it?
No, I don't think it was. But I mean, if I look at that, I've just put a little logo up there. That in the top right there is the live league as it stands. So you're welcome. I'll get rid of that because that's absolutely tiny. So I thought that might be bigger. I'll not lie.
That's what she said.
Name of yours.
So anyway, as it stands right now, it's halftime in the fixtures. Now, I mean, what do you think, Ash? I mean, you've got. Do you think over 2 legs we've got the mentality to carry that through over the playoffs, or do you reckon it could be difficult?
Nah, I am a big believer of the team that does carry a bit of form in. There's always a team that, or always perceived to be a team that has the last 8-9 games that have gone a really good run and just make it. Or so, look at that.
Yeah, I've got it up for you there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cheers for that, Dan.
It's all right, mate. Thought I'd put it up.
So just cheers. So just start. Yeah, I don't even say it. So a team that's got.
I didn't mean to kill your train of thought.
Yeah,
there, pal,
sorry, mate. Yeah,
I just thought I'd put the live league up there. So I guess what I'm saying is right. So as it stands third, we played Derby. We'd get them in first. So it was we've
Friday
earned
night
the right,
at
as it
Derby.
were. Yeah. And we don't have a great record at Pride Park. Is why I was showing you that. You know what I mean? I think Peterborough on the outskirts. I think they're only really the team that's in the running to take Derby's place from them. But I fancy us to beat Peterborough. It's just getting to the final, which would probably be Barnsley on paper, and I just don't fancy Barnsley down at Wembley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
Now, I can't even go through that ticket bullshit as well. Do you remember the shit for the Premier League playoff final and all the ticket shit? Oh God, I've been going 40 years, and just because I had 3 heads on that last 14 seasons, I couldn't go. My dad used to go in 70s every year. He should bloody go. Oh my God.
I don't know what the allocation. Well, I don't know why we're even talking about this, because it could never happen.
We'd get 45,000.
But
yeah,
is that what you reckon?
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
just
more
looking
if Barnsley
at
they can't sell theirs out, and then they'll give
I'm
more.
just looking at this, and for people that can't see this on YouTube, Blair is literally a broken man right now. We'd get 45,000.
I tell you what, look, I think all these conversations have happened across pubs here, across the entirety of Hillsborough and South Yorkshire. I think it's all happened. So I tell you what, while we sit and wait for the second half, Stevie, let's have a quiz. It's your turn. What you got for us? What's happening?
It's a variation on quizzes past, because I did it at 7:30 tonight. And I found a website with the Premier League, every single Sheffield Wednesday Premier League goal scorer.
Sorry, Stevie. Sorry, I know you've just said sorry, but a black cat has just literally walked across Blair.
Blair, no wonder you're a broken man. It's your fault.
Just watch that ladder as well, Blair, when you walk out the door. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, that's it. Sorry, Stevie. Go on. Apologies.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We'll keep it nice and succinct. I am looking for the top 12 Premiership or Premier League, as in gone past, goal scorers that have hit double figures for Sheffield Wednesday. So every player to score double figures of goals for Sheffield Wednesday in the top flight.
All right. That's a toughie, that one. Premier
League. So from 92-93 season till us going down in 2000, there were 12 players that scored double figures in the Premier League.
I think we can do it.
I'm gonna go reverse order from what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna go. The order I'm gonna go is Blair, Ash, and Dan.
All right.
I'm going to say Paolo Di Canio got 11, I think.
Paolo Di Canio got 12.
12.
Ash.
You know, because I really, really love quizzes and my knowledge is outstanding.
I think there's a clear and obvious one you can have, Ash.
Yeah, well, you know, I want to save that for later on because no one else might get it.
He's gone there.
Apologies, everyone listening for foul language. We'll try and bleep that out later.
Yeah.
I'll go for David. I'll go for David Hurst then.
David Hurst scored 34 goals in the Premier League.
Christ.
Barely played in Premier League and all of it.
Mark Bright.
Mark Bright, number 1, 49 goals in the Premier League.
Does that include his Crystal Palace goals? I should have checked that as well, shouldn't I?
Just for Sheffield Wednesday.
Just for Sheffield Wednesday. Blair?
I'll go for I'll go Carboni. I'll go the other Italian.
Carboni scored 23 goals. Ash?
I'm absolute dog shit at the quizzes, and my knowledge is absolute. I'm going to go for Jesus Christ. No, not him. Apologies.
He was 13.
He didn't get to double figures.
He was a godsend, that player, I tell you.
Brought to you by John.
The budding Christ.
People will be
I'm
shouting and
afraid
screaming.
I'm gonna have to rush you.
Yeah, go on. No, I'm crap. I tell you that I don't like quizzes.
Give me a name. Any name.
Petterudy.
Oh, I can tell you, Petterudy got 8.
Oh,
Did
so
he?
close.
Petterudy got 8
Petterudy
goals.
did not get 8 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, so close.
In the Premier League, Petterudy got 8 goals.
That's confirmed.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I'm going to go Andy Booth.
Andy Booth was 3rd on the list with 25. Blair. We've got 7.
I feel like Guy Whittingham got at least 10.
Guy Whittingham got 24. He's number 4. Dan, back to you because Ash is shit.
Oh, is that shit out, is he?
Yeah. I'm shit. I told you, I'm shit. My ball knowledge is crap.
We've done something similar to this.
Very smooth though.
This is gonna come right out of left field here. Chris Bart Williams.
Ooh, Chris Bart Williams, 16 goals.
Oh.
He's on the list.
Good shit.
Blair.
Friend of the show, Chris Bart Williams.
Friend of the show.
I've got to go. Oh, I don't know how long he was at the club for though. Did Jules the Bill get? No, he didn't. No, he didn't get more than 10. He didn't get more than 10. I'll go for. I'll go Alex Anderson, but I don't think he did.
Nicholas Alexanderson got 8.
Oh.
Which means that if Dan can find one more with his massive guns, he will be the winner.
All right. I can go with 1 or 2 here, I think, but I think the second one's showboating, so I'll just play it safe and say John Sheridan. No?
John Sheridan got 7.
Fuck off! What I was going to say was Paul Williams.
No, Paul Williams he was pre-Premiership, weren't he?
Bollocks.
I've got one.
Go on.
You're gonna laugh at this one. Mark de Grieser.
Mark de Grieser scored 8.
Oh, I'm all about the 8, aren't I?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go top to bottom.
Go on.
In double figures. Number 1, Mark Bright, 49.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, David Hurst, 34. Number 3, Andy Booth, 25. Guy Whittingham, number 4, 24. Carboni, 23. Number 5. Bart Williams, 16. Gordon Watson,
Flash.
13 goals. Paolo Di Canio, 12 goals. Mark Pembridge.
Mark Pembridge. Jeez, yeah. That's some dog shit, man.
Mark Pembridge scored that many goals.
Yeah. The last 3, Graham Hyde with 11. I don't know which way to go with these two. I'm going to go with Gilles de Builder. Got 10.
No.
And the 12th player on the list, and I'm surprised that nobody got this, was Chris Waddle.
I didn't even write him down. I had him down as a winger and didn't really think he was a prolific goal scorer, but
yeah,
Premier League.
Peter Atherton, 9 goals.
Right, now we've just descended into fucking farce here. Mark Pembridge here, Peter fucking Atherton. Come on now. Dejan Stefanovic is probably on that list around 5 or 6, isn't he?
4.
Ridiculous.
Do you remember Wayne Collins?
Yeah, right winger. Scored against Aston Villa in a cup away day, drew to all.
6.
Oh, really? Brilliant.
There you go. Last minute quiz, John.
Last minute quiz. I tell you what, upcoming, we've got Shrewsbury. It's still on half time, still on the Barnsley Ipswich game. They're 2-0 down. Plymouth Argyle are still 0-0. So while we do our predictions for the Shrewsbury game, Ash, you go first. We'll keep an eye on the scores.
Yeah, they're not in very good form, are they? Shrewsbury, what a quick look they've
Not
got.
1 in 7.
Not 1 in 7, yeah. So there you go. So
there you go.
we've got to win. Obviously, for obvious reasons. It's not going to be easy watch, I don't think. But like I think Blair, one of the first sentences he said when he come on tonight was that the performances don't matter; it's just the results. And I think we are there, aren't we? I mean, if we do smash Shrewsbury, and obviously that's great confidence going into the next game and playoffs, if it's to be. So 2-0. 2-0 for me.
That's a generous one for you, Smash. But I think you might be right. I think your reasoning's sound, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm going to obviously go in, so that'll be great. Always is. But it's I think it's. I know we've said about defence not being on it at the minute, and between Dawson and the centre backs, Adam Mayer against Exeter. So. Yeah, 2-0, clean sheet. We want a clean sheet. We haven't had one for a bit, have we?
Actually, our goalkeepers are rubbish. But hey, Blair, what have you got?
Yeah, I think we'll just scrape a 1-0 win and take it into the last game of the season, where it might be one of them ones where you need like a six goal swing to get promoted. So crazier things have happened in football, but unfortunately, it's shit. But what's annoying is that Rotherham got promoted last season with 90 points.
Yeah.
And 3 teams this season got over 90 points. We'll have over 90 points. It's just
could be worse. You could be not counted.
Oh yeah, that's horrendous, isn't it? Yeah, that's Geezer scored 45 goals. He's not guaranteed to get promoted.
Isn't it? So go on then. Give me a score prediction.
1-0. Yeah.
It's gone 1-0. And what about you, Steve?
I'm same sort of boat as Ash, but I do think they'll sneak one and make it a bit twitchy. I think 2-1.
2-1. Oh, you reckon we'll concede one? Do you know what? I kind of agree with Ash. And normally I'm a glass half full type of guy, but Ash has normally drank the other half. And when I say water, it's normally beer. So you know what I mean. That's kind of where we sit. Now, listen, I just want to say congratulations to Barry Bannon and Josh Windass for getting into the EFL League One Team of the Year. I don't agree with every decision that's gone into there, and I don't know how they've done it, especially given the amount of time Josh Windass has had out of the team. But fair play, he has been a great player for us this season, especially given during our 23-game streak. But in the meantime, does anybody have any other business?
Yeah, I've got some. Just on that point you just said, I think the EFL are fucking fuckwits, aren't they?
That'll be the title of our episode.
Oh, we know that.
The team of the season, man. One, it's not even the end of the season yet, which is we all know why they do it, because as soon as Sunday afternoon 3:00 they're on the private jets and they're flying off on holiday. If you're not in the playoffs, so that's why they do it now. They don't want to have an award thing there. That's it. But that team of the season, Jesus Christ, it's just a joke, isn't it?
Conor Hurrihan getting in there, I feel like he's punched above his weight getting in there, if I'm honest.
Oh, you could probably argue for 4 or 5 of them players in there. Go Plymouth. Hey.
Oh God! So I tell you what, that's great, isn't it? So what's going to happen is we're going to end the show. We're going to say thanks a lot. Just as Plymouth Argyle go 1-0 up. For fuck's sake!
Yeah.
I was literally about to go. Thanks a lot for joining us. As Stevie comes in with Gold Plymouth.
Well, that's
the title of the pod.
Gold Plymouth Vinegar Strokes. They are. Like, what about that?
Yeah,
I'll see you in London, Fudge, on the 29th of May. I'll see you.
Oh God, have I got to book time off? Hang on, let me check my calendar.
No, I won't bother, Dan. I won't bother. I'd wait, mate, until it's signed, sealed, delivered.
29th of May. 29th of May.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not got a holiday booked yet, so.
We've got Friday night. If things stand as it is, it'll be obviously Friday night for the away leg and Saturday dinner time 12:30 for the home leg. So
Lovely. So if you're in London the
changed.
day before on the 27th, or on the 2 days before on the 27th in London, I'm at Bar Elba at Waterloo, dressed like Elvis Presley, singing "Suspicious Minds" and "Viva Las Vegas" at their Las Vegas brunch. It's available on their website. That's Bar Elba. Get involved. In the meantime, thanks a lot to our sponsors, Mike Constantine and Manscaped, who've actually given us things. Also, thanks a lot to Vibrant Forest Brewery, and thanks a lot to Des Walker's Massive Porkers. I nearly got through it. Thanks a lot for joining us. In the meantime, see you later.